The University of Southern California accepts only about 10 to 11% of applicants. It houses billions of dollars in sponsored research and consistently fields top-ranked professional schools across the board. Those academic metrics regularly earn USC the title of a new Ivy, or West Coast Ivy. When you think of an Ivy League school, you usually picture something small, quiet, and tucked away in a cloistered East Coast bubble. This chart compares 3 collegiate models across prestige, campus scale, and athletic spirit. Traditional Ivies max out on prestige, but they generally lack a massive, city-stopping athletic spirit. Large state publics bring up massive scale and high energy, but their academic selectivity tends to be historically variable. Then you look at the USC column. It is an anomaly. You get the elite private school prestige right alongside a massive, high-energy athletic culture. We are talking about a culture anchored by a 90,000-seat stadium right next door and a track record of producing 135 Olympic gold medals over the decades. You have to ask yourself, is this hybrid environment the best of both worlds, or does all that massive scale and intense cheering distract from the elite academic experience you're paying for? To answer that, you have to look at the Trojan family. That is the university's fiercely loyal 500,000-strong global alumni network. This network is forged actively through intense, visceral shared traditions out on the campus. We will evaluate these traditions as functional networking mechanisms. Participating in this culture requires heavy social and financial inputs. Those requirements naturally filter and shape the kind of student body that thrives here. If you want to know if you belong at USC, you first have to calculate the true return on investment of its dominant culture. You need to weigh exactly how much effort it requires against the actual network impact you gain. This plots campus engagement, social effort required on the horizontal axis, against network integration and impact on the vertical. When we map USC's athletic traditions, they sit firmly in the top right quadrant: high effort, high impact. The input involves dedicating your Saturdays to games at the LA Memorial Coliseum. It means participating in Rivalry Week, where student groups maintain literal all-night vigils to guard the Tommy Trojan statue. It also means showing up for the physical intensity of the annual game against crosstown rival UCLA. You also absorb the constant presence of the Spirit of Troy marching band, a group so embedded in the culture they have recorded 2 platinum albums. The outcome of all these inputs is immediate, visceral integration into the Trojan family. By participating, you acquire a shared cultural shorthand. That common language bridges the gap between an 18-year-old freshman and a high-powered alumni executive. The trade-off is that this environment heavily favors extroverted, high-energy school spirit. Students who prefer a quiet, purely intellectual weekend vibe risk feeling alienated or simply left out of the university's dominant social currency. At USC, these athletic rituals serve as a powerful entry point for engaging with the university's famously loyal alumni network. That scale extends from the stadium into the daily reality of living on a campus with 20,000 undergraduates. The input here requires immersing yourself in the massive USC village and specialized residential colleges like the McCarthy Honors Program or the Cultural Floors. Do this, and the outcome is a curated, localized community that acts as your vital home base. The trade-off is that you have to be highly proactive. If you don't actively seek out these sub-communities, it is very easy to get completely lost in the crowd. And then there is the university's placement directly in the urban core of Exposition Park and downtown Los Angeles. The outcome of this location is direct year-round access to Hollywood studios, Silicon Beach tech firms, and high-level internships. The trade-off is that you permanently forfeit the idyllic, cloistered bubble of a traditional college town. USC's environment demands urban situational awareness and proactive hustle. It will not coddle you with a quiet, isolated campus experience. The traditions, the sheer scale, and the urban location all act as highly specific filters. They demand an extroverted, engaged student. This flowchart will help you test your own fit for this culture. The first question: do you actually want high-energy, massive school spirit? If yes, the second question: do you want integration with a major city or a dedicated, self-contained college town? If you are looking for a quiet, tight-knit academic bubble surrounded by changing autumn leaves, this massive urban environment will feel exhausting. But if you want top-tier academic rigor on a Tuesday and to paint your face cardinal and gold on Saturday, this is for you. USC offers the academic prestige of a West Coast Ivy, but it uniquely requires the energy, adaptability, and loud pride of a massive state powerhouse to fully utilize the school's professional and social reach.